Did you ever stop to ponder how smartphones are slowly eradicating our physical strength? Let's face it, smartphones have become as important to us as the air we breathe. It's practically our lifeline. We wake up to them, we go to sleep with them, heck, we even take them to the bathroom with us. But have you ever stopped to think about the consequences? Now, I'm not talking about the usual suspects like eye strain or thumb cramps. No, I'm talking about a whole different beast. An epidemic, if you will. It's so pervasive, so insidious that it's slowly but surely turning our menfolk into sissies. That's right, folks. These sleek, shiny devices are sapping us of our manly vigor, turning muscle into mush. It's a crisis of epic proportions, an epidemic of the digital age. So, let me tell you a story about a man named Bob. Bob was a victim of this smartphone epidemic. Bob was a robust lad with muscles that would make Hercules green with envy. Now let's take a moment to paint a picture of our dear friend Bob. Imagine a guy who could bench press a small car, or who could probably run a marathon while carrying a full-grown gorilla on his back. That was our Bob, a man of steel, a towering figure of brawn and might who walked this earth like a modern-day demigod. But alas, Bob's downfall didn't come from a monstrous beast or a Herculean task. No, it was something far more sinister, something that fit right in the palm of his hand. Bob's kryptonite was his smartphone. From the moment he awoke, Bob's eyes were glued to the screen. He'd scroll through social media while brushing his teeth. He'd check emails while eating breakfast. He'd even read the latest news while pumping iron at the gym. His smartphone was like an extra limb, a digital appendage that was always there, always demanding his attention. As the months rolled on, Bob's muscular frame began to shrink. His biceps deflated like a pair of punctured footballs. His once chiseled abs softened into a cushiony blob. His once Herculean strength diminished, leaving him struggling to lift even the lightest of weights. Bob's life became a series of swipes, likes, and endless scrolling. His world was reduced to a 5-inch screen, his reality confined to pixels and push notifications. The gym was replaced by the couch. His protein shakes swapped for popcorn as he binge-watched shows on his phone. The transformation was startling. Our once robust lad, the man who could have given Hercules a run for his money, was now a shadow of his former self. His muscular physique had been replaced by a frail and feeble frame, his strength a distant memory. And so, from a Hercules look-alike, Bob transformed into what can only be described as a mouse. Now, we cannot just stand idle and watch as our men transform from Hercules to Jerry the Mouse. That's why it's time for a call to action, a rescue mission of sorts, to save our men from the tyranny of the smartphone. Picture this. You walk into a bar, and instead of the bartender sliding a cold beer your way, he slides a dumbbell. It's heavy, it's shiny, and it doesn't take selfies. You look around, men are lifting, grunting, and not a smartphone in sight. Sounds like a dream, right? But why not make it a reality? We propose smartphone-free gym sessions. Imagine a world where the only swipe right is a swift jab to a boxing bag, where the only double tap refers to a double leg press, where scrolling is replaced with squatting. And what about our homes? Let's replace our smartphone chargers with mini dumbbell racks. Every time you reach for your phone, you're met with a dumbbell instead. You want to check Instagram 10 bicep curls, please? A quick look at Twitter, that's 15 lunges right there. Now, we know what you're thinking, but I need my phone for work, for emergencies. Well, how about a Morse code class? We're all about going retro here. SOS. More like SO lift. You see, it's not just about removing the smartphones. It's about replacing them with something that builds our muscles, not just our social media following. It's about reclaiming the manliness that's been slowly siphoned away by these shiny little screens. We're not asking you to ditch technology completely, no. We're simply asking you to find a balance, to remember that there's a world outside that tiny screen. A world where men lift, not just their thumbs, but weights, spirits, and dare we say, each other. So folks, it's time to take action. It's time to save our men from the grip of smartphones. Because remember, no one likes a sissy.